Wild right back over the line. Boldy found Foligno. Back to Boldy with the shot. He scores! Matt Boldy in his NHL debut in his hometown, no less. And it's 3-1 Wild with 7:34 to go in the second.
In Buffalo Wild Wings, Egan, Matt Boldy is 20 years of age. And the Wild beat Wild beat the Boston Bruins last night with this weird COVID season. The Bruins, the Bees, have been playing games where we hadn't since the Winter Classic. So elevated with a Greenway and Eriksson Ek not available. Rossi and Matt Boldy, and holy cow, did they help in a hurry. And joining us now is Matt Boldy of the Minnesota Wild. Matt, my name is Paul Allen. The co-host is Paul Charchian. We are at a Buffalo Wild Wings about 25 minutes from St. Paul doing something called the Friday Football Feast. Hopefully you can hear this well because this crowd here, you got to let him have it. I mean, first game, hometown, scores, we win. Are you kidding me with that? That's terrific. Matt, what's going on, man? Congratulations on the victory last night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I would imagine at TD Gardens, you probably had some bean pot related moments when you played for Boston College that you were like, hell yeah, man, that's pretty cool. It doesn't get any better than that until last night, right? With your friends and family in the crowd. Are you kidding me? Well done.
Yeah, exactly. I've had a couple games there, so I was a little familiar with it. But yeah, last night was definitely on a different level having all my friends and family there.
Yep, I've seen some of the social media reactions with your dad and your family and everything. But reading up on the night last night, Matt, one thing that I thought was really cool, and I can't remember your coach's name at BC, but he secures a suite at TD Gardens, and some of your former teammates came to watch you. I mean, that stuff like that is just so cool. Yeah,
for sure. It had another element to it. Yeah, Jerry York was nice enough to arrange a suite for all the guys at BC, which is awesome. I still have a lot of friends there and a lot of former teammates. So having those guys there on top of other friends and family, it's just, like I said, just add a whole nother element to the night.
Hey, Matt, it's Paul Charchi, and tell me a little bit about how it felt getting on the ice and playing your first pro game, and then to have it be there, no less, but also just your first, it's your first pro game. How did it feel? Was it surreal? What was it like?
Yeah, it's unreal. It's kind of a crazy feeling throughout the whole day. It's a lot of nerves, a lot of anxiety, and kind of stressed out. But you get in there and you settle down a bit and you get used to it, and then it turns into just another hockey game. And if you kind of can approach it that way, I think that's what made it kind of easier for me, just being able to have that approach. That it's just another game and go out there and just play hockey.
So pregame, as the tradition with the kids, when the veterans let you and Rossi get out there and skate that lap, and it's just you guys, that you knew, undoubtedly you knew it was coming, but like, how weird is that moment when it's only you or you and another guy on the ice?
Yeah, it's really weird. It's a pretty cool moment though, something that I'll remember forever. I was pretty lucky. I had a lot of friends and some family down there during warm-up, so it kind of took a little bit of the nerves away, having them on the glass and kind of seeing them and them cheering us on. So it was a really cool moment for sure.
There's been talk of you coming up, Matt, for a long time now. I mean, going all the way back really a year, but especially in the past weeks and days as injury and COVID have hit the team. At any point, did you think you might be called up for the Winter Classic, and did you feel any disappointment that you weren't able to play in that game?
I mean, obviously that would have been really cool to be a part of.
Yeah.
I mean, not too much. I think you kind of go and you do what you can, and being in Iowa and just kind of playing my game. And I think the biggest thing here is that management and the coaching staff, they do what's best for you as well as the team. So they're not going to put you into situations that aren't going to benefit you and that are going to hurt you. So I think from my perspective, just kind of looking at it that way, knowing that they have my best interest in mind makes it pretty easy to not worry about stuff like that.
Matt Boldy, Iowa Wild, BC, 20 years of age, scored a goal last night that extended a Wild lead to 3-1. So it was a huge goal at TD Gardens, which is about 20, 25, 30 minutes from where Matt grew up in Millis, Massachusetts. He played at Boston College. Yes, he's played in the fabled Beanpot, which I think is really cool. And, you know, with the play, the play for the goal, Foligno's pass to you, that was a tricky pass, but I think Brodin's pass to start the whole thing, that was a sneaky, really good pass. Did you see it that way?
Yeah, that was an unbelievable pass by Brodin there. It's just kind of one of those little broken down plays, and he kind of floated one in there for me. It was a really pretty pass, and that definitely started the whole play and made it happen.
So tell us about the shot. So here comes the puck. You're left side of the goalie. What's what if anything's even going through your mind at that time, or is it just instinct? And then how did it feel?
Yeah, it was kind of slow motion for me, honestly. I think in my own head, just kind of caught the puck and kind of told myself to relax a bit rather than kind of freak out and shovel one at the net. So kind of just caught it, and instincts kind of took over and shot it up into the top corner and found its way into the back of the net. So it was a good mixture of instincts, kind of trying to keep myself calm in the moment.
All right, so red light goes on. You've got the goal. How's that feel right then?
Oh, unbelievable! I think I blocked, to be honest with you. But it was awesome, just kind of seeing the guys' excitement for me and coming in and kind of giving me a big hug and embracing me. It was an unreal moment.
Well, I've talked to other rookies that end up where they don't score and they don't score and they don't score and they're just rookies, but it kind of turns into a thing, right? Where now you're like 10 games in, 12 games in, and you haven't scored, and you start to have a little bit of pressure, and you're like, can I score at this level? You already got that out of the way. You're done with that now. You only had to go 2 periods.
Yeah, I think it's big confidence wise. I think just being able to get that first one out of the way, and it's not in the back of your head like you were saying. So yeah, just being able to approach games with a little bit more confidence now that I know that I have that one and that I can play at that level, I think is kind of the biggest thing for me.
Matt, think about last year when the Wild go to the playoffs. They played the Las Vegas Golden Knights. And Foligno, who was the main assist on your first goal at the highest level in your hometown, Foligno was banged up and almost didn't play in a game against the Las Vegas Golden Knights, which means you nearly had the opportunity to play in the playoffs, but then the man they call Moose decided to go and you didn't get a chance to play. And I just think it's really cool that it was Foligno who gave you that pass last night, and then you're celebrating by the glass, and Foligno sprinted to get over there to be with you. I mean, moments like that, I just think are so cool. If you could take a look back to that playoff series, knowing you had a legitimate chance to play, then you got shut out, and then last night, and Foligno comes over, gives you that hug.
Yeah, I think that's one of those everything happens for a reason moments. But yeah, that was an unbelievable pass by Moose, and he's an unbelievable teammate, and he was definitely the first one over there with a big smile and kind of screaming in my face. So that was a really cool moment for me and something that I'll remember forever.
What was the post-game locker room talk involving Trent Frederick, who with that cheap shot on Kirill Kaprizov? I would imagine you had some players very frustrated with that bullcrap move by Frederick.
Yeah, it wasn't the best play, but I think the guys handled it really well. I think Kulikov did what he was definitely supposed to do, and being a really good teammate there, which I think kind of speaks to the team that we have. He had no problem stepping in there and defending them. So yeah. I think that's kind of the biggest takeaway from that. And then obviously Moose had his go. So definitely guys that are veterans in the league that know what they're doing and kind of take care of those situations when they have to.
When's the last time you've had to fight in a hockey game?
Oh, I haven't had one yet.
Really? Not at all.
Well,
you've not thrown a punch.
I'm going to be Matt. I'd be the last guy to fight you. Your father's a detective. Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm now going to get tickets for going 36 and a 35 the rest of my life because I punched his kid.
Exactly.
And what is it? What was it like growing up having a father as a detective?
It was pretty good. I don't think it was anything out of the ordinary. I think we definitely didn't get away with a lot, that's for sure. But he was on top of his game. But no, him and my mom were awesome parents and still are, obviously. But I think they did a really good job with all their kids.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I'm certainly not, casting aspersions on you. I'm joking here, but was it ever like, Dad, you've looked through my car 6 times this week. My God, can I get a break here?
Nothing in it.
There's nothing in my car ever. I'm going to go to the NHL. I'm not that kind of kid.
No, nothing. He was pretty lenient about stuff like that. So I didn't have any random searches or anything. So.
Matt Boldy, Wild winger, scored the 3rd goal for the Wild last night, took a 3-1 lead. What a wonderful night for the kid. A couple of quickies to close here. Here's my last one. So for you, it's cliche as it is, it's true. It's one game at a time. You're going to play in the Caps game here, so you get a chance to play tomorrow in front of the home crowd. But then after that, Greenway with the COVID protocol, Eriksson Ek definitely out a little longer than that. So you just kind of sit back and enjoy yourself in this Caps game, I would imagine, and then let the chips fall where they may and figure it out after that, right?
Yeah, I think you just kind of go out there and play my game and play hard and the way that we're kind of designed to play as a team, and you kind of try to make a statement as much as you can, but kind of keeping the team in the front and make sure that you're doing the right things. But yeah, like you said, you just you go about, you play your best, and you leave the decision up to everyone else. So you go out there and you play good hockey and you leave a good impact, and then that's kind of all you can do, and you hope for the best, I guess, at that point.
How big of a Bruins fan were you when you were growing up in Massachusetts?
I was a pretty big Bruins fan. I wouldn't say the biggest, but definitely I really liked watching those guys. And obviously they had that Stanley Cup that they won in 2011, which was pretty cool seeing growing up. So it was definitely a big fan, but I definitely wouldn't say the biggest.
Now this certainly may sound like a coach talking or a surrogate father, surrogate uncle, but it's legitimate, man, and it's more than you just being 20 years old. But Saturday, Alexander Ovechkin, you're playing against Alexander Ovechkin. I mean, that naturally probably will take your breath away a little bit in the pregame, right? And then when it starts, you just got to do what you do. But it's Alexander Ovechkin. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's insane. It's grew up watching these guys, and him and Sidney Crosby were the absolute studs when I was growing up and really little, and guys that I looked up to a lot. So that's definitely one that you'll remember, and kind of looking over and seeing him is going to be a pretty cool moment for sure.
What a wonderful night for you last night, and it's step number 1 of many steps coming your way. Congratulations on aiding the victory which the Wild desperately needed last night, and I look forward to meeting you in person. Have a wonderful day, relax, and good luck tomorrow, okay?
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
See you, bud. Matt Boldy, ladies and gentlemen, how about that? Massachusetts native scoring his first goal, which ended up being the goal that was enough for the Wild to beat the Bees. They won the game 3-2. His goal gave them a 3-1 lead. Brodin with a spectacular, sneaky good pass to Foligno. Foligno over to Boldy. Boldy back to Foligno. Man they call Moose goes back to Boldy. He shoots and he scores. Heads over to the boards, and Foligno sprints over there to give him some love. And you just look at Boldy's face after he scored that goal, man, and his parents in the crowd. That is what sports is all about. Truly it is.